This video will help guide you through completing your ADS claim form. Whether you're an existing applicant or a new member of the scheme, all the information on how to correctly complete your forms is contained within your claim form pack. This is along with the guidance notes which accompany them, which you can use to follow through with this video. Please make sure to read your claim form and guidance notes before completing your form. Your pack includes your claim form for the ADS scheme, an additional sheet for newly occupied fields, the Isle of Man Agricultural Census, Agri-Environment Application Form, and a final declaration. Forms for new applicants differ slightly, but in the main, they're very similar. Your first step is to check that you meet the active farmer requirements under the scheme, and provided that you do, tick this box here. You can find out more about the active farmer criteria at www.gov.im/ADS/active farmer. Please make sure you read the important information about land eligibility. Penalties for errors of land eligibility under the scheme account for over 75% of all penalties applied. Your eligible land uses are grass, rough grazing, cereals, protein and others, forage crops, potatoes and vegetables, and orchards. Your ineligible land uses are trees and woodland, buildings, roads and tracks, gorse, scrub and bracken, lakes, reservoirs, ponds and dubs, and non-agricultural uses. To find out how you can measure the eligible and ineligible parts of your fields accurately, please check out our mapping system video for guidance on how you can use the Isle of Man government's mapping system to get accurate acreages for your fields. The next section of your form is where your field information is contained, and it's split into 5 parts. Part A is your previous year's data based on your application last year to the scheme. Part B is the same as column. Part C is the section where you'll record new information if anything has changed in particular fields. Section D is a section if the field shape has changed. And column E is to indicate whether you've given up the field and is no longer part of your claim. To complete your field information, head over to Part A. This is where we check the pre-populated field list with the information that you've entered previously. In particular, make sure you check the eligible acres, the main land use, and the ineligible land use. If these are all correct, please put an X in Yes in the same as column. You do not need to do any more if the information for that field is correct, as of the 4th of May. If any of your field information is incorrect, then please put an X in the No column and move to the right of the black line. If your field is the same as the previous year, you do not need to fill anything beyond the black line. This part of the form is where we record the new information for your field. In order for your information to be recorded, you need to make sure there is a clear X in the No column in the same as. This ensures that everything is collected beyond that. So using our example field, which has a total acreage of 7.32 acres, we're going to record an additional 0.3 ineligible acres, in this case gorse. To do that, we need to place an X on our main eligible land use of grass, which is the same as existing. We then need to enter the eligible acres, and we do this to 2 decimal places. So in this case, our eligible acres would now be 7.02. Our ineligible land use, as we said before, was gorse, so we now put an X in the gorse column. Also, if as a result of the change our field shape has altered, then we put an X in the field shape changed column. Equally, if we no longer have access to the field as part of our claim, we still must place an X in the No column in same as previous year, but then put a single X in the given up column to remove it from your claim. If you have additional fields to add to your claim, then you will do so in the newly occupied field list. Equally, if you're a new applicant, you will fill out a very similar sheet to this, where you will include all the information of all the fields that you have control of. On this form, it's really important that we capture all the information about your fields. The mandatory fields are your field number, your total acres, eligible acres, eligible land use code, and ineligible land use codes. The field name column is for your reference in the future. If you need any additional blank occupied field lists or newly occupied field lists, you can be found on our website at www.gov.im/ads/forms. Sections 3 and 4 are both the Isle of Man Agricultural Census, where you'll need to input all the information relating to your holding for this year, as well as an application form for the Agri-Environment Scheme. Whilst the census is a compulsory section, the Agri-Environment application form is not. The fifth and final section of the form is your declaration and data protection section. Please make sure you read and understand the declaration, and if you have any questions, make sure you contact the department. If you're claiming the Young Farmer Supplement payment, please make sure you tick this box. After that, insert your preferred contact details, both email and telephone number, and then have an authorised signatory sign the form. Send your completed forms to Agricultural Development Scheme, Agriculture and Food Directorate, Dyce Uwallian, Foxdale Road, St John's. And if you've got any questions, do not hesitate to contact the team on 695 742.